tongue, bide my time.
Your lives
Wait till the world is mine.
depend on what you do next.
Fall for these ocean eyes.
Choose wisely.
Diablo IV is an action role-playing video game developed and published by Blizzard Entertainment. It is the fourth main installment in the highly popular Diablo series, which is known for its dark fantasy themes, intense combat and loot-driven gameplay. Diablo IV continues the dark and gritty narrative of the series, set in the high fantasy world of Sanctuary. Players will once again confront the forces of hell and explore various regions within Sanctuary, including the new expansive open-world settings of the game. Players can choose from a diverse range of playable characters. These heroes are divided into distinct classes, each with its own unique playstyle and abilities like Barbarian, Sorceress, Druid, Necromancer and Rogue, as well as potentially new additions. The new installment of Diablo IV has arrived into a brand new change, both single player and multiplayer modes, allowing players to team up with friends or other players online to tackle challenges together. Additionally, the open world environment provides more freedom in exploration and questing compared to previous titles. At the end of this video, I'm going to give a full feedback of thoughts regarding the game, the new changes added into the game, what I like and I dislike, and how long it took me to finish the game, in hours and in working days, in days that I can only play 2-3 hours max per day. That being said, let's jump right into the game. We start by launching the game for the first time, and the first attempt connected to the game server gave me an error that closed my game immediately. We go for a second attempt, and this time the game launches fine. We join the game and we are greeted by a 3 title of options regarding video, sound, text-to-speech and gameplay options, which we must complete before joining the game. Once inside the game, a cinematic, which I'm not going to show since I want to stay spoiler-free as much as possible, runs explaining the resurrection of the main villain Lilith. One thing I must add is that the cinematics of the game from the Blizzard games are ones of the best existing at this moment in time in gaming industry, in my opinion. Just please listen to this amazing sound quality. Simply amazing. We jump right into the character creation where we can find the Druid, Rogue, Sorcerer, Necromancer and the Barbarian. Of course, without thinking twice, we go for the Sorceress. We go for the male version, choosing his skin color, hairstyle, going for bold and adding some cool white tattoos. Of course, we go for the tier 2 and less guidance since we are no beginners and we are no noobs. We can handle everything just fine. We get spawned into the game, into another cinematic, with one of the most amazingly good sound quality voice acting ever.
Sanctuary was never meant for humankind.
Once that is done, we jump right into the game and start to learn our movement and resources like HP and mana by killing a few wolves. We take our first mission and get back to cave where I make level 3 and learn about Diablo's skill tree system, on which I'm going to come back later and talk about. End of the first dungeon and we get to have our first fight against our first boss. We totally destroy the guy and finish the quest. Meanwhile, the quest giver asks us to stay and party with them to celebrate the success of the mission in destroying the hell minion inside the dungeon. After the new scenes, we get abducted, ready to get slaughtered, but saved by a guy called Yosef in a very brutal and bloody scene. Skipping a few more cinematic scenes and quests, we get to meet the second main character named Lorath. A few more mobs killed and we get to enter the first town in game named Yovashad and learn about waypoints, the fast travel mechanism that Diablo has implemented into the game since the first Diablo game from 1996. After figuring out a few basic things about the game, I started grinding for level like in the old good times. At level 13 we get introduced to our first dungeon of the game called Horadric Vault, in which we must also fight George the Herald of Lilith. We kill her and with the gear and XP accumulated we go back to grinding XP and completing the main story. At level 16 we first discover in open world random missions with random tasks which at completion will offer you XP and item rewards. While finishing the world event, we get to level 17, and after the chest reward, we continue once again grinding for XP and trying to finish the storyline of the game. At level 19, while fighting Lilith's Lament, a raid boss, we get to die for the first time, making me change my skill build and items. We go straight back into the mission, and with the help of Vigo, we eventually kill the boss in one of the best raid boss fights that I had in Diablo 4 until that point in time. We say thank you to the poor Vigo, which has sacrificed himself for us, and we continue the game remembering his name while searching to finish the game and avenge him by killing Lilith.
Yes, I see it now. They have come.
We get to fight and kill Irida, Keeper of the Dead, and reaching level 22 meanwhile, in a pretty good raid boss encounter as well. Get to fight Blood Bishop and reach level 26, and just before going to sleep I forced myself to reach level 27, which I felt very costly the next day at work. Next day after work I was ready again to make some more progress, reached level 28, but not before hearing the message which, trust me, you are going to hear a lot in Diablo 4 if you choose to play a mage.
Out of mana once again.
At level 32 we had to finally fight Astaroth, an improved version of Cerberus from Hell. The only exception is that Astaroth was tamed by Lilith's puppet, but finally, nevertheless, we defeated him as well with 0 deaths, as pro gamers do. I eventually reached level 35 that night and went to sleep. Second day, back again, the grinding continued. I have made the highest progress that day playing 5 hours, reaching level 36, and after fighting with Dol, an elite NPC, upon defeating him I have reached level 39. I just found out very late in my recording list that I forgot to record 2 sessions of gameplay, and I apologize for that. The leveling process lost was from level 41 to level 44. Moving on, I have reached level 46, and this is where the best part of the game started for me. First we had a huge fight against a huge boss called Ashava the Pestilent. After defeating Ashava, I was astonished by the cinematic that Blizzard made for the last part of this game. This is by far the best cinematic I've ever seen in a video game. I will give you guys a sneak peek to the cinematic, I just don't want to spoil anything for you.
May we fight true in His holy name. Blessed be the light.
Only glimpsed in myth.
Finally we have reached the last boss, Lilith. The boss fight was very good. Very pleasant and full of mechanics. She really stood good against me, but as a pro gamer as I am, I finally defeated her. After a struggle of 3 weeks, I have finally won and finished the campaign. Yeah guys, now you know the answer. It took me, as a working dad, with only a few hours available per day, 3 weeks to finish the game. and a total of 25.5 hours of gameplay. Last thoughts about the game? Well, let's see it. We will start with the positives. I love the game, sound, graphics and cinematics. The world has changed so much and evolved so much since Diablo 2, it is amazing in a good way. Multiplayer gameplay is very good and very enjoyable to play with friends. Mounts are a very huge plus for the game. Being able to teleport in and out of a dungeon instantly, even from town, is a very good thing. Boss fights and storyline was amazingly good. I had moments in which I was lost and fully captured by the story. But now, in every story it must be a bad side as well. I'm going to start with the first one. The thing I had the most is the minimap, which you can't see while running. Every time you open the map you have to check your location. It stops you in place. This is amazingly annoying. I have no idea why would somebody choose to do it like that. System of gear and items is kinda bad, to be honest. I was expecting something much more evolved and coming from that side of Diablo 2 gear options. But I have a feeling that this is a downgrade instead of an upgrade from Diablo 2 or Diablo 3. Getting thrown out of the game without any warnings. One day I made a dungeon, reached the boss, and the game just threw me out without any kind of warning, just for an update of 2 gigabytes. I feel it's very unprofessional to be kicked out of the game like that, even without a single warning. That's all I have to say about the game. I'm going to try to reach level 100, but for the moment I think the game is very good. It just needs some polish. And if the devs are keep on listening to the players like they did with the teleport in front of the dungeons, I think Diablo 4 is heading towards a good direction. That is all from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed my video. Leave a like if you did, leave a dislike if you didn't, and hopefully see you next time. Alex here, out.